Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, it's a sad one because I feel like we're entering the end of an era, and I feel like it's going to be Rip Ainz, and it could even be Rip Lucretia for a lot of people. For me, not personally, I think I got enough things that I need to swap across, but I want to talk about the swap event, some ways I think you can cheese it. This is on the test server still, so it's not on a global server yet. And also just my thoughts around it, because I had a comment on the video when we did the patch notes with this coming, and it was a really good comment, and I want to talk on that for a sec, because we have this swap event. Now let's quickly go through the rules on it. You gotta be 15-40, heroes have to be mythic and unlock their signature item to be able to be swapped. You get up to 4 attempts through the event. You start with 1 and then you gradually unlock more attempts. Unused swaps will be cleared at the end, so you've got to use them. And the event portal closes when you've used them all. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now, I had a comment in my video about the patch notes said, wouldn't it be better if we got a reset instead of a swap? And I definitely think that would have been cool. I don't think they'll change it, but I think a reset would have been better because, especially with signature item 40 coming out, maybe we've got some units that, you know, we don't need signature item 34 anymore, and I'll go through mine in a minute. But it would be nice to reset them, get all those red chests, and then be able to push other units who are already at signature item 30 all the way up to 40. So I think that would have been a great way to do it, just have like 4 resets. And then if we wanted to instantly put that into another character, we could. But the problem with this is that with this signature item swap, if the other character's at like 25 already and we're swapping, like it feels like it could have been like, hey, I'm glad we got the event, but I feel like it could have been a little bit smoother if we had that stuff in there. So that's just my thoughts around there. I think it would have been cool to have the reset, but let's go ahead and talk about some ways I think you can kind of abuse it. Now, I don't know, like my account's not at a point where I can, but because of the way, and maybe for spenders, this is more of a thing. Because at the moment, most people are just going to be swapping signature item 30s for like signature item 20s, 10s, 1s, whatever. But because of the way, if we go over here, you can like, and obviously for me here, like I don't have a heap of them, like left. Like you can see, we got one. Well, I mean, I do have a heap left, but I don't have the points to buy them all, is what I'm saying. And if I click on these, you can see I own 5 of them. So I don't have a ton of the dimensional ones. But if you're swimming in dimensional ones and you want to use those, I feel like what you can do is, for instance, with my Ainz, who, like I said at the start, I think he's one that a lot of people are going to, unfortunately, go away from. The dude was amazing. Like, I can't believe how much the meta has shifted from how OP this guy was when he came out to how unused he is now. But you could go ahead, and if you had a ton of the dimensional ones, you could take him up to signature item 40 and then swap him away, and you've essentially upgraded another character with your dimensional materials. Now, whether that's completely optimal, because maybe there's other dimensionals you want to do, they've mentioned an anime collab coming this year, which will be another one to save up resources for. I don't know, but I feel like it is a way that you can sort of cheese around, if you will, the system to try and get more benefit out of it. Now, as for who we swap away, for me, over on my account, I think Isabella's just a safe choice. Isabella is one of those ones that I made back when, and I'll talk about characters I think are worth, you know, getting them their signature items if you haven't, because there's another thing that we can talk about in there with new characters that you're building. Maybe you just got them to Mythic and stuff like that. But if we go here, so Isabella, one I made because she's just got the coolest, wait, where's her ult animation? Here it is. Dude, it's like my favorite ult animation in the game. It always has been, and I had to build her when she got the rework, but unfortunately, she's still not great. So she's probably gonna get the shaft. Isold, another one, probably gonna get the shaft for me. Like I said, I feel like Lucretia could almost be on the chopping blocks for a lot of people. Let me know if you disagree, but I do feel like Lucretia could be on the chopping blocks. It's just because of the direction the game has gone and the functionality. I think she's one. Let's take a look at who else I've got. Who else do I think could get the chop? I don't really have anyone here. I mean, what about over here? I mean, I still use Spear Boy. Maybe like a Saurus. Maybe Saurus can go. Yeah, Saurus is another, I think, option that's probably just going to get completely turfed. Dude, like, once again, the meta shift's crazy. Remember when Saurus first came out and it was like, this dude does the damage and he heals your whole team? Oh my god, it's amazing. Like, Saurus was everything when he came out. Dude, I love reminiscing on this stuff. I'm pathetic sometimes, but I do enjoy it. But let's take a look. So, I think for me, Isabella, Isolde, Ainz, and probably like Saurus, maybe. I'll have a think. Maybe I'd change it. But I do think for a lot of people who've played more optimally and not build like fun units like me, like Isabella and stuff, I feel like Ainz is definitely on the chopping blocks, and possibly Lucretia, depending on how good your account is. As for who to beef up, honestly, I think it's any Awakened Hero, Celestial Hypergene that you, Awakened Hero or Celestial Hypergene, that you've been building and you haven't built up yet. For instance, if you've just got like a Lava Tune to Mythic, beef up his signature item. Happy days. I feel like there's a lot of characters like that. For instance, if you just got Liberta sorted, do Liberta. If you're just working on your Awakened Chimera, you got to Mythic, do that. Keep in mind, we do have a fair bit of time for this event. I believe it's 24 days total, something like that. I can't remember exactly. It started 1 or 2 days ago. So yeah, it's about 24 days. So keep in mind, you do have time to get more resources, do more summons. If you're working on getting one of those Awakens or Celestial Hypergenes to Mythic to do it. That's the great thing. And you can do it at Mythic because you just have to have Mythic and Signature Item unlocked. And then you can do that full swap investment. And let's face it, if it's a Cell Hypo or a Awakened Hero that you are looking to build up, you will probably want to get them to at least 30 signature item. So I think that's a good take. So any one of those ones, pretty much, it doesn't matter which ones. If you're building an Awakened or a Celestial Hypergene, it's probably going to be worth getting them to 30 signature item. That's just the way I'm looking at it. Dude, Audrey's another one I did for fun. Maybe I could get rid of hers, but I do like Audrey still. I still like Audrey. Just a cool character. I love bows, and it's a celestial bow, and it looks massive. It's pretty cool. But yeah, any of those characters, whether it be Damia, Liberta, even if you're going for Chad, he's a bit down the priority now a little bit. You know, Lucilla, Lava Tune, they're the key ones that I'm just trying to think of recently released heroes that would get good value out of it. Hell, if you haven't done the Druid yet, this dude's Theus, I love this dude. This dude's so good. Another 4 faction, Bones. If you haven't built your Bones up yet, Bones is another fantastic one. Good investment. So there are a lot of options out there, but it's kind of account specific on what you've done, what you're looking for, what you enjoy in the game, because at the end of the day, it is a game about having fun. But yeah, I think there's plenty of options to swap to. It's the call is deciding who you swap away from. And like I said, we are ending an era. The Sauruses, the Ainz, the Lucretias, all could be on the chopping block for a lot of people. But my first priority is to get rid of this Isabella, because even though I love the character, yeah, I've just had a zero. Like, I built it, made one video, and then I was like, oh well, on the bench you go. That was a bit of a waste. So that's where we're at, guys. Let me know who you're swapping away from and swapping to in the comments. Curious to see it. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.